Hey everybody, welcome to Jacob's Quest, and today I just finished watching episode 4 of Daredevil Born Again, and yeah, we're still reeling in the aftermath of the death of White Tiger, the, kind of shocking, just, he got back in the outfit and then instantly killed off, just kind of crazy, and Matt's kind of dealing with this while also taking on a new client who's kind of getting screwed over by the system, in a really, really dramatic kind of way, while we follow Fisk and his whole deal while he's trying to, make big moves around the city. And he might have an ulterior motive to all this, but he seems to be genuinely trying to, like, no, let's get this city working, let's fix this whole pier that's run down and decrepit and ruined by crime and all that stuff. But I suspect he's doing all this for a different reason. We also see a little bit more of their couples therapy, which I didn't know where this was going or like what the point of this was. So of course Kingpin and Vanessa have been going to couples therapy. We've heard the name Adam thrown around a couple times, and we get it confirmed here that, okay, yes, Vanessa was having an affair with some guy named Adam, some artist, and the whole time you're kind of thinking like, well, there's no way that Kingpin would actually just have a talk or let that go or whatever, because he's Kingpin, right? But the whole episode you're like, maybe he really has changed, maybe he really is kind of good, because he even forgives this one of his aides for making this huge mistake, letting this thing leak about whatever they were doing with the dump into the news, right? So this guy like admits his mistake, and Kingpin, he like forgives him. He's like, okay, it was a mistake, don't make it again, or I'll be the last one ever, but okay, I'll forgive you, right? Which is not something he ever does. But of course, by the end of the episode, we see that he does indeed have Adam chained up in some in some cage somewhere. So that's, of course, we know that like the darkness of Kingpin is still there. So this whole like weird redemption thing, it seems to definitely just be a mask or some kind of weird warped view of like, no, I'm being a good person, but I'm still gonna chain this guy up. So yeah, that makes sense for him. And yeah, basically Matt is trying to figure out what happened to White Tiger a little bit. He doesn't do a full-on investigation. He still has not put on the costume, and I think I haven't looked out there to see if people are like wondering what's going on, but yeah, he's still not putting on the Daredevil costume. It's been solidly since episode 1 since we've seen it on him, but this episode ends with him getting the gear back out. He's training with whatever you call that thing. He's swinging it around on the rooftop, and you can tell that he's about to become the Daredevil again. He had this whole talk with the Punisher, and this whole back and forth, and the Punisher's basically like, hey, you you didn't do anything, like one of your clients got killed, your best friend got killed, and you didn't do anything about it, and you could have. Now the Punisher himself, they don't really go into it, but he does not look like he's doing so great either, right? Like he's like really worn down and ragged looking in whatever this bunker is that he's in, and it's not clear exactly what he's doing or what's going on there, but Matt does confront him with the fact that like, hey, the shell casing that I found, the one that killed White Tiger, it had a Punisher logo on it, so lots of cops are fans of yours. So maybe we have just kind of two separate plot lines happening here. We have like the whole him dealing with Foggy and this whole like White Tiger thing, but now he's got like this new client going on, and then Kingpin is doing something else. So we're a little bit all over the place, and on top of that, we are finally I think his name is Muse, I think the graffiti artist guy, he's kidnapped somebody, and he's using their blood, and he's like getting their blood and using it as ink. We see them like draining bodies, and he's got a bunch of bodies like hanging from the ceiling. So really crazy to look at that. So he has not really entered the picture yet. We know that he's supposed to be, I guess, the big bad or one of them for the season, but he hasn't really done anything yet. So I'm not sure what his connection to the Punisher cops are gonna be, and what how Mayor Fisk kind of goes into all this. Like, how does he fit with the cops being Punisher fans and this Muse guy and all of that stuff? I'm not really sure yet. And I believe we only have what, 4 episodes left, I think. Either or 4 or 5 episodes left. So I'm not really sure how this is all going to wrap up. It feels like we just have a lot of loose threads, and I know that there's a season 2, but I do hope that somehow these plots start connecting and touching each other, because like what's up with the cops and the Punisher stuff? Because we know that there's that one cop who probably did the murder. I mean, Matt was able to like hear his heartbeat, but we don't actually get confirmation if he was lying about not knowing anything or not. His heartbeat seemed pretty steady when he heard it, and I don't know what that's an indication of, that he was lying or if he was telling the truth. So I don't know, but in any case, we got that cop, and he's really the only one that has been given a name and a face that we can, we as the audience can recognize. So, unless they start introducing more of those cop characters and make this whole, Punisher fanboy thing like, more developed, I'm not really sure how important this is going to end up being, or if it's just a background thing where like, yeah, every once in a while a cop does their own vigilante justice using the logo of the Punisher. I don't know, it feels like that this might even be just a lead-in for a Punisher series. Like I can imagine that being the plot of a whole season of Punisher, going like, hey, I need to stop this because they're doing this in my name, and I'm not these cops are just doing their own thing, so I don't really know where that's going. But yeah, it felt kind of like just another like segue episode. We're introduced to another case that Matt's taken on, and is that going to be connected to any of this? Not really sure, but anyways, let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm kind of waiting for him to suit up. It ended on a promising note of like, all right, we're gonna get some Daredevil action. He's finally gonna like get out of this rut and like take some action, find the cops who did this, figure out what's going on with this Muse guy, like that needs to be introduced. So yeah, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys later.